Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word. Today we are continuing as we're jumping into Judges, and we are now at the story of Jephthah, and that's taken from Judges 11, verses 1 through 11. So if you have your Bibles like I do, it's Judges 11, 1 through 11. Okay, and this is called Jephthah. God uses the despised. Okay? So, as you look at this story of Jephthah, as we're going to be reading verses 1 through 11, I want you to look at, there's three hurdles that Jephthah is facing. Is he is going to be ruler and judge over the people here. First of all, he's a son of a harlot. The second thing is he has been exiled by his brothers. And then he was a leader of a band of worthless rebels. We're going to talk about that more here. So Judges 11 verses 1 through 11, turn there with me and follow along as I read from the New International Version. Jephthah, a Gileadite, was a mighty warrior. His father was Gilead, his mother was a prostitute. Gilead's wife also bore him sons, and when they were grown up, they drove Jephthah away. Let me just point out too, Jephthah is spelled J-E-P-H-T-H-A-H. So it's like, we say Jephthah, but it's like, oh, it looks weird how you say it. But anyway, that's how you spell it there. So, in verse 2, let me reread that. Gilead's wife also bore him sons, and when they were grown up, they drove Jephthah away. You are not going to get any inheritance in our family, they said, because you are the son of another woman. So Jephthah fled from his brothers and settled in the land of Tob, where a gang of scoundrels gathered around him and followed him. That's verse 3. I'm going to read that. I have another, like I've said before, it's good to have sometimes a parallel Bible. I'm going to read verse 3 from, this is the King James Version, and then also the Living Bible. Okay, verse 3 in the King James says, Then Jephthah fled from his brethren and dwelt in the land of Tob, and there were gathered vain men to Jephthah, and they went out with him. Okay, so King James describes this band of guys that were with Jephthah that he recruited as vain men. I like the way the Living Bible says it here. It says, So Jephthah fled from his father's home and lived in the land of Tob. Soon he had quite a band of malcontents as his followers, living off the land like bandits. Okay, so the New Living actually calls them worthless rebels. So that's the version I like best in this verse, is the worthless rebels. The way it describes these guys that were around Jephthah that he recruited, and that's all. He couldn't get legitimate warriors. He got these worthless rebels. Okay, but don't be alarmed. There's another person in the Bible who recruited worthless rebels like that too to start off his army. Anyone know who that is? That's right, it's David. David was the one that recruited guys that were tired of paying taxes and were on the run and so forth. Okay, so that's who David used. So Jephthah is kind of the same way here. Verse 4. Sometime later, when the Ammonites were fighting against Israel, the elders of Gilead went to Jephthah from the land of Tob. Come, they said, and be our commander so we can fight the Ammonites. Jephthah said to them, Didn't you hate me and drive me from my father's house? Why do you come to me now when you're in trouble? The elders of Gilead said to him, Nevertheless, we are turning to you now. Come with us, fight the Ammonites. You will be head over all of us who live in Gilead. Jephthah answered, Suppose you take me back to fight the Ammonites, and the Lord gives them to me. And will I really be your head? The elders of Gilead replied, The Lord is our witness, we will certainly do as you say. So Jephthah went with the elders of Gilead, and the people made him head and commander over them. And he repeated all the words before the Lord in Mizpah. Okay? The big thing I want you to see here is how God uses the despised. We had talked about it already, how Jephthah had three things against him. He was the son of a harlot, okay? And he was exiled by his brethren. All his brothers had chased him out of the family and said, "You're not going to get any of our inheritance." And so they chased him away, and he was on the run. And then when he gets to the land of Tob, where he's in exile, he is the leader of a band of worthless rebels. Okay? So there's 3 strikes against him already. But you're going to see in this story that he becomes a great leader and a great judge of Israel here, and how God used that guy, you know. And it's just amazing how, and a lot of these judges are the same way. They're just their background they come from and stuff. But God uses the despised, okay? Just like me. It's not, he doesn't, some of the greatest Christians today are the ones that were the worst, okay? So don't think that, oh, you've got to be a high priest to be great and used by God. No, you can be a scoundrel and saved by the grace of God, and then used by him. So just interesting thing here today. I thought I'd point that out as we are talking about Jephthah. Tomorrow we're going to talk about more about Jephthah. We're breaking this up into several sections because the story of Jephthah is so long and it has a lot of different parts to it. Thanks for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word, and I'll see you tomorrow as we continue jumping into Judges. We'll see you then. Lord's blessing to you.